Welcome to Suns Valley Pod, boys. We are back. It's been a long off season, Gabe, but we are back. How's everybody feeling today after, that bombshell of a news that completely undercut our video that came out today, Gabe?
What up, AZ sports fan? What's going on, bro?
Oh, man, how's everybody doing, man?
Why do I see... Okay. Discord's
get
acting
my
funky.
picture off my picture.
We need Sundo completely crystal clear to see. All right?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
So I went live with Blazers Uprise, right? So I've talked a little bit. I would love if you just start us off with your feelings and you just kind of... Tell me what you think, man. Tell everybody what you're thinking so far.
Yeah,
welcome
man.
in, everybody, by the way.
Yeah, welcome in, by the way. And when the news first dropped, bro, I was like, oh, man, a trade happened. Cool. Ready to see it. You get caught in the hype of a trade, because it's just exciting news when it happens. And I'm just like, okay, cool. I look at what we get. I'm like, oh, man, cool. That's depth. We weren't really going to use Ayton. Nurkic will be fine as a big, and then we can go, with Eubanks or Bol or Metu, whoever, right? And I was like, yeah, cool, Grayson Allen. I kind of liked him coming out of college. He's a vet. He'll hit some threes. Cool. Nasir Little, I did like him. Keon Johnson, whatever. And so I was like, oh yeah, we got a haul. We low key got a haul for Ayton if you really think about it. And then, as I started to really think about it and then go through the day, I'm like, man, so okay, Nurkic clearly replaces Ayton, but other than that, what are the other three going to do on this team? Because we've talked about everybody else in the team. We've talked about Yuta and Bates Diop and Metu, and we brought back Okogie. We brought back Lee. We have Eric Gordon. What are the other guys going to do, right? It does give us depth, which was the biggest problem for our team last year. We always talk about that. We had no depth last year. Well, now we can't complain about that now because, good Lord, we are deep. I mean, every single person on this roster is capable of putting in good minutes. Nasir Little, Keon, Grayson Allen can give you some good minutes. Nurkic is going to give you some good minutes. Eubanks is going to give you some good minutes. Metu going to give you good minutes. You know what I'm saying? You can go down the list and it's like, okay, everybody's capable of giving you good, solid minutes. So now we don't have a depth problem. And so ultimately, when I think about it, I am a little bummed that we lost Ayton because me and you have been Ayton stans, as everybody in the chat likes to say, for a while now. And so, yeah, it's kind of a bummer. I do expect Ayton to go to Portland with a new team where he is expected to be somewhat of the focal point, and he's going to get more than, 13 touches a game, and he's going to give a 22, 24 point a night average with 13 rebounds. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna happen, I believe, in Portland, because other than him, I mean, I know they have Sharp, who we talked about in our previous video, that it says Sendo's mic sounding glitchy, not terrible. Well,
it is a little glitchy. Maybe reset the banana meter. Go ahead.
Yeah, I will here in a minute. But it's just, I'm a little bummed because I do feel like Ayton's going to go to Portland and completely be a 20 plus point a night, plus rebounder a night and look good, and I just feel like that's going to happen. So I don't know. What do you think? I'm going to reset this real quick.
Well, first of all, let me just welcome everybody to the chat, man. We got Tim McDonald, we got Jose O, we got Connor in the house. What's going on? We got Zambook, we got Baby Malo. What's good, bro? DC in the house, man. It's just so good to see all you guys. Honestly, it's been so long since we've done a live stream, man. I wish it wasn't after a potential fleecing. So tell us in the comments if you guys think we got fleeced or if we did all right in here. Got Alan Snow, we got our boy Be Calm See Clearly, Faith is in the house, Chris, Madden Mobile, AZ Sports Fan, like I said, the guy. See here, Tim McDonald, right. What's up? Vision, yeah, that's actually crystal clear. Vision, cool. Phasma, Iverson, of course. We got Little in the
Iverson
house.
was in the Discord, going crazy, crying. I was laughing. Like, that man does not ever break character at all.
We got Jonathan Hernandez. We got, he's saying fleeced. We got Jackson Harwood, L4GZ, Jonathan Hernandez. I've probably already said that now twice. Jason L. Listen, so here's my issue, because I'm not super happy. I'm not.
Okay, you're not super happy.
I feel like, where's the better piece? Where's other than the Suns got deeper? I'll give them that. They probably they more than likely avoid that second tax apron. So money wise, it's okay.
That's the plus side here. I was going to bring that up to you.
But we got deeper, and we have shooters now. Like, Grayson Allen is kind of a lethal 3-point shooter. It's funny. He's actually, I just saw a video of him recently working with Chris Matthews, lethal shooter himself. Shout out to him. I've been a big fan of his for a long time. He's been working with him. He didn't even need to. I was thinking, man, does he even need to work with lethal shooter? He's already a great shooter. So it's like, between him, okay, it's nice to have Beal, Booker, and Durant surrounded by lethal 3-point shooters, just in case you want to get cutesy and double Book and double KD, and now you've got to deal with Yuta and Eric and Grayson Allen out there, right? Like, that's kind of nice. I gotta be honest, man. I just love Deandre Ayton, and so maybe this is just a flaw on me for loving Deandre Ayton and wanting to have one half of the season was all I was asking for. Can I just have one half of a season, right? Where we get to see what no Monty, but what Vogel can do with Ayton. You know, that's what I wanted to see, man. Like, I just don't understand if you got Caleb Martin in this deal, or, like I said, it was pie in the sky, OG Anunoby, or Jesus, I mean, we both knew that we were not getting Shea Sharp, but you know what I'm saying? Like, if it was, if it was one of those flashy names, we're sitting here like, okay, you know what? Let's just good luck to Ayton. We'll be rooting for you, but the Suns had to make this deal. I don't know that I believe that the Suns had to make this deal. Unless
I don't think they had to make this deal, but I think they wanted to get out of that apron, dog. I think that's really what it was, and I think they looked at it and they said, okay, this is the one piece that we can move that's going to get us out of the apron. He's not necessarily going to be a plus for us. We don't feel that way anyway. I'm pretty sure that's how they evaluated it. Is he going to be a plus for us, or is he going to be a negative? Will we really miss him if we're only going to be using him as a pick and roll and an anchor on defense, according to, Frank Vogel's system? I think that's where the calculation came through, and I think that's where when the wanting to move him happened. Like, I'm with you for sure. Like, I want to see Ayton here. I wanted to see him reach his potential with us because we drafted him, and you know how we feel about that. We have that sort of attachment to him. We wanted him and Book to be the next Shaq and Kobe. You know what I mean? Like, me and you got this, right? Like, that's what we wanted. So we still hope for that, 5 years later. And so, that part stinks. But I think in reality, if you think about it, it does make sense. Like, out of KD, Beal, Booker, Ayton, who are all getting max contracts, which one of them is the net negative as far as who's really going to be touching the ball, and is it worth paying them that much? Obviously, Ayton was the odd man out on that one. So they wanted to get under the and so I mean, yes, it makes sense. They still have the cut players, because I know who was it that said that there were 1 million over, but we still have Ish Wainwright to cut and whoever else in the team. I'm sure Ish is gone at this point. You know what I mean? Like,
gotta be.
Sure, that's a done.
Gotta be.
That's a done deal. Ish Wainwright's not going to be a son. Go for it.
I just, I think not that Sarver didn't sit there and watch the games, right? Because he did too. But I think Matt Ishbia being on the sideline, getting shoved, getting assaulted by Joker and all. He had a front row seat for Ayton tapping out like an MMA fighter getting choked, like a rear naked choke.
Yep.
He saw Ayton tap out and be like, "Nah, I'm good." And I guess there's reports, that he refused to go back into the game at one point. Maybe that report was about him not wanting to go back in the season before I think that might have been against, the Mavs.
Oh, yeah.
And I think
he quit on this game.
Yeah. I think the Suns just weren't going to move Ayton until they felt like they were going to get a return good enough. But they did want to move him. They just weren't getting offers good enough. So, I mean, this just comes down to preference, and I just don't know if Lil Nas X from the Blazers and Grayson Allen and giving up Tumani buckets.
Yeah, that's the one that hurts.
Giving up Tumani.
That's the one that hurts. Now, if we're being honest, giving up Tumani was the one that hurt. That's the one that really got me. I was like, oh, and we got to get rid of Tumani, So I get you on that one. But here's the deal. Nurkic is going to be fine, bro. Like, I have confidence that Nurkic is going to be a beast. He's going to do his job. He will be exactly what we want.
If he's healthy, he can't stay healthy, bro. He's always injured.
But when he is healthy, when he plays, I promise you, we will be like, look at Tumani. He's actually putting in effort. He's an anchor down there. We'll be fine, right? But the Tumani Kamara thing is what hurts me there. I like Nas X, Nasir Little. I like Grayson Allen just because you know how I feel about the white boys. You know what I'm saying? So I do like Grayson Allen. I did like him coming out of college. He was just a little head case hitting people in the nuts and whatnot. But I did like his attitude. Something tells me that was a Matt Ishbia favorite in the deal. It seems like Matt Ishbia's been trying to go after a certain player, if you know what I'm saying. Third Reich Sundays. And Keon Johnson is the player that I'm least excited about.
Goodbye, Keon.
Like, that's
goodbye. Thank you.
That's the one I don't understand. I feel
that's
like
filler.
I feel like he was traded to match, and then he's going to be the one to get cut. Him and Ish are going to be gone. That's just what I think is going to happen.
Yeah, people in the chat saying, why was Tumani involved? It seems like, I feel like the Suns just wanted to be like they really must have wanted to get rid of Ayton. We got a 199 dono in the chat though. What's going on? Isaac Figueroa said, why did we just downgrade our center?
That's what we're talking about. I think there's a lot of logistics here that why we did, and so I mean, I'll just repeat it again real quick. I think they just looked at of all 4-year max players who had the least upside in how you wanted to play. I'm pretty sure they targeted him. They wanted to get out of the apron, and so they wanted to get him traded. You got back a bunch of players that you can either move or cut or whatever, buy out, or whatever you need to do to get under that apron. You also got yourself a center that you do believe will be a solid defender and an anchor and rebounder and whatnot in Frank Vogel's new system.
He's not really a defender though, bro. He's not like look, he's not. Dude can't jump over a phone book, and like he's not healthy. He's not a defender.
That's true. Let me put it this way: there was a lot of times when we played the Blazers. How many times did he punk Ayton?
He did, because he's a big, strong body that knows how to use his weight. Exactly. That I like.
That's exactly what we need.
The opposite of Ayton.
Looking for. That's exactly what they're looking for. So, I mean, I'm willing to give Nurkic a chance. Like I said, I like Nas, Grayson, just the Keon one, and getting rid of Tumani. Like, it's like swapping Keon for Tumani, if you want to look at it that way.
No, I don't want to look at it like that. I really don't.
That just really hurts, man. Like, me and you love Tumani Kamara. We loved him in the summer league. We thought he played well. We thought he was going to fit well, and we were just bragging about how we had so much wing depth, and maybe he won't play. Maybe that's a part of the reason. Maybe they evaluated and said, hey, we do have a lot of wing depth. He's not really going to play, and the Blazers want young players because they're in rebuild mode. So, I mean, that's probably was part of the deal too. Like, no, we need Tumani Kamara. Give him to us. There you go. And I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Sticking with Tamani. What's going on, Burner? Burner in the house.
Burner was good, homie.
Sticking with Tamani. It's like James Jones finally made a really good draft late in the draft pick. Why are you giving that up? Like, how do you go from, oh, you guys want Ayton? Well, we want Shaedon Sharpe. And they're like, you know, we can't do Sharpe, but what we could do is you could give us Tamani and we'll give you Lil Nas X and Keon first round talent Johnson, who is trash. I'm sorry, trash. Sorry, Keon, if you're listening. I'm not fooled by your game, okay? No. You belong, I think he belongs in the G League. And I'm not, that has to be just a filler to make contracts work. And then you usher him out the front door along with Ish. You finally got a good draft pick, man. You did it. You had the 52 overall pick. Nobody thought you were going to get anything good. You passed up on Imani Bates, who might be a star. You passed up on the dude that the Warriors went and got. He might be a star. But you still plucked some serious talent, somebody that fits like a glove, and you add him in, you downgrade center, and like, why did they want to be a part of this so damn bad?
It comes
so bad.
It comes down to one thing, and I think it's the apron, bro. I really think it was that.
Okay, but. Whatever happened to Ishbia don't care about money? I'm rich. I own the world. I just bought the sun itself. Like,
I get that, but they can, like, the guys that got are easier to move than Ayton at this point. That's what I'm saying. Like Tori says, hey, we gain salary, yes, but we also have Ish Wainwright who can easily be cut and other players, and that's what I mean by they wanted to do this. The only thing that makes sense was that you got players that you can control or cut or trade or whatever easier to get out of the apron. That's the only thing that, to me, would make the most sense about this. Other than, like, do you really think that they really valued all four of these players over Ayton that much? Other than Nurkic, maybe. I don't think so.
It is a tough life for a front office to be in a situation in the new CBA, which is daunting, to have 4 max contracts. You're not even supposed to be able to do it. So I understand them wanting to get out from under it. I just wanted, and I'll leave it at this with that. I just wanted half of a season to see what Vogel, a known big man coach, could do with a refocused Monty-free Ayton. And I think it was early to pull that trigger.
Here we go again. You know it's basketball season when you're getting cash apps from Diego.
What does Diego have to say?
Says, I miss seeing your thickness. Well, not for long, Diego, because Sundo started hitting the gym this week. My guy.
Sundo's going to be looking like a short Mark Henry pretty soon. Dat Homie says, not going to lie, Sun's got a bit tougher. Yes, like the little things that you want Ayton to do that he can't do. Catch passes. Use his size. Use his weight. Be forceful. He wouldn't do any of those things. Refuse to. Nurkic does those things. And like we said it before, like you don't have to have Ayton hit his ceiling for the Suns to be successful when you've got Beal, Book, and Durant. So like maybe this is a blessing. Maybe this is like when you're a kid and you just want to eat freeze pops and your mom's like, no, you can have one, but like you need to eat your vegetables first. Finish the broccoli on your plate, and then we'll talk about a galding freeze pop. You know, like maybe Nurkic is the broccoli that we need at the center position. I think he's a better rebounder. He's a better passer.
I tend to think that with how the team's going to be constructed and how Vogel's going to want to run. Like, I tend to think that, yes, what you're saying is right. But I just don't. I'm still attached to Ayton. I still am, and it still hurts to see that man go. That's just me. I do have one question for you, though. Do you see another potential trade coming up? Because we do have plenty of wings and other players that go around. Do you see a potential trade with any of these pieces that we got back?
Yes.
Like maybe they start sending them out.
Yes.
Because once again, like I said, it's about getting under that apron. So, like, either they got to cut or somebody's getting traded. Do you think that's in the old holster?
I think there's one trade we should be looking out for.
Which one?
And that is Grayson Allen perhaps getting moved for TJ McConnell.
You know what? That's very possible, bro. That's very possible. Maybe this is all part of the master plan to, go ahead and get TJ McConnell on the team. So just think about it. We essentially, if that doesn't end up happening, and you're right, how mad would it make you that we essentially traded Deandre Ayton?
Right. Or I see somebody in here that would be insane, but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't put it past Ishbia. He likes what he likes. Right. Controller in the house saying what we need is Buddy Hield and Miles Turner. Maybe because Buddy Hield's available. Maybe you're able to swap Grayson Allen and something else for Buddy Hield. That would be dope. Like
maybe,
but
that'd be pretty cool.
Maybe it's a good thing that we are stacking 3-point shooters. Like, how did LeBron win those titles, bro? He was on teams with 3-point shooters that he could kick to. And so it negates it negates the problem of being double teamed all the time. It makes the double team into a good thing. Oh, you're going to double team me? Hey, Eric Gordon, why don't you shoot this butt naked 3 real quick?
Wide open 3.
Grayson Allen, you're a great shooter. Here's 5 open 3s a game. Yuta Watanabe. Here you go. No one's going to be guarding you. So maybe it is a good thing to, like, we are deep. When our bench comes into the game, it's the opposite of what people thought we were going to be struggling with. Remember? We got Beal, and everyone went into complete, other fans went into complete, what do you call it? Like just compartmentalizing mode, where they're just like mental gymnastics, and they all went to the same thing. Well, they won't have depth. They're not gonna have depth though. They got Beal. Well, it's not cool though because they're not gonna have depth. And then all of a sudden, we have the exact opposite of that. We are bursting at the seams with depth. Maybe that's how you win a title.
Yes, I don't disagree. It's just you seem to not like what we got in depth. Here, let me just read off the entire roster. At point guard, Bradley Beal, Saban Lee, Jordan Goodwin. At shooting guard, Devin Booker, Eric Gordon, Keon Johnson, Damian Lee. At small forward, Josh Okogie, Grayson Allen, Keita Bates, Diop. Kevin Durant, Nasir Little, and Yuta Watanabe at the 4. Yusuf Nurkic, Drew Eubanks, Bol at the center. That's all that we have on the entire roster right now.
It's a great roster.
It doesn't sound bad.
It doesn't. And I a lot of this is I hate emotions, but I fall victim to them all the time. I want to be smarter than that and just be like, no, this, but it's like I literally am attached to Ayton, and it's like having a hot girlfriend that it's like, man, if she could just stop being annoying, try to dedicate my life to her. And like, there's times when she's not annoying, and I choose to believe that that's the real her. I want to believe, like, I did some things. I got a better job. She won't be complaining about money anymore. Maybe things are really going to turn around. you know? And she's really hot. I really like slamming it, you know? And like, it's that sort of thing. It's like Ayton's ceiling is really sexy, bro. What he could be is really sexy. And that's why Blazers fans are doing a little bit of a 180 and going back to being like, oh, well, we're better off now. Whereas before they're like, no, I'll keep Nurk. They see what he can be, and then you got that broccoli on your plate of Nurkic, which is probably what you need. Like, where's the better player, Sundo? We were supposed to get Caleb Martin. That was supposed to be the worst other player in the trade. Not Keon Johnson. Don't even waste my time with Keon Johnson.
Oh man, you're funny, bro. Look, bro. Like, I just need you to calm down. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll all work out. I have faith.
I swear to God, I don't. I swear to God, I don't listen to Taylor Swift. So if I'm coming off like Taylor Swift, that's something I need to look deep down inside and change. Okay, I don't know any Taylor Swift lyrics, so there's a couple of people saying that I sound like Taylor Swift. Whatever, that I need to internally fix that.
That's funny. Hey, players. Hey, Tori says you are us now, but are we though?
I mean, were like, you if you had a big three? Were you if you didn't? You know, if you had a big three? You guys have a young Studley team, though. That's always nice to be a fan of. But no Caleb Martin. Yeah, because they didn't go with the Blazers, or they didn't go with the Heat. Why are you so positive, bro? You're pissing me off.
Positive? Why am I so positive? Because, man,
I feel like you're just doing this to make me look bad.
Someone's gotta do it. No, look, here's the deal. Like I told you, I don't like losing Ayton. We and you are Ayton fans. We've always liked that dude. We've always, when everybody in this chat was like, Ayton sucks, what did we say, Gabe? We always stood up for him and said there's a potential there. It's just, once again, I just think they had to get rid of him because of everything that we talked about previously.
But did they have to get rid of Kamara with him?
No, that's the one. Like, once again, that's the one that kills me. That's the one that kills me. Just getting rid of Kamara. Like, Kamara, I felt was going to fit perfect.
Like let's say Ayton is like a metaphorical zombie bite on your body. I get cutting out the bacterial wound. I get chopping that part off and cutting that flesh out and throwing it away. But do you got to take my knee with it? My knee's perfectly good on the other leg. I don't want to sacrifice my knee to say. I mean, why? I guess I just don't understand how Cronin, who most Blazers fans and most NBA fans see as a bozo, pulled this off. How do you involve Kamara? How? How does that even make sense?
I don't know, but
this feels.
McDonald says your knee was a late second-round pick, Gabe. I mean, he's got a point. Like,
but in an extraordinarily deep draft, this last draft, you guys will see, was crazy deep. And Tamani played for, what was it? Was it Georgia? Played for a big school, switched it up, went to a smaller school, balled out. You guys will see with Kamara. And maybe he doesn't amount to anything, but
guys in the chat, they're just going after, like, they're saying you think you're making a bigger deal. You need to understand this is Gabe that we're talking about. Gabe loves every third stringer on the team. He loves everybody, every lesser player on the team. He loves them like they're his own children. So yes, he will be upset about losing Toumani Camara. That's just what it is. I don't think it's really like the biggest thing in the world. I just would have liked to have kept him just to see. I think he had a lot of potential there. But at the end of the day, like, dude, they did what they had to do. I just know that all these moves were to somehow get under the apron and I just think there's one more move coming. There just has to be, because none of this makes sense. None of this makes sense.
That I can get on board with.
So like, none of this makes sense, and so I know that Ishby and James Jones are in their little office typing in numbers and punching in stuff, and like, who can we get next? Like, nerding out. There's another move coming. There has to be, because like this Loki doesn't make like the best sense. So
I like Nurkic, bro. I'm
Nurkic is the only one that I'm like solid about.
Dude, I really like him. I really like him. I wish.
Maybe not.
See, I just watched the Blazers have high hopes come crashing down on him, so I'm trying not to get me hopes up, you know?
I said maybe Nas.
Right. Nurk is... If I wish that we had the old Aaron Nelson training staff that we had back when we had Nash. When you could bring Grant Hill in, somebody who could never stay healthy, and then bing, bang, boom, he plays 3 seasons basically of 82 games. Where you could bring somebody in that, like Shaq, who seemed dead in the water, and then you put him on the Steve Nash diet, and all of a sudden he gets skinny and can run the floor a little bit. Not saying he wasn't a complete abomination, you know, as far as what we traded for him, but like, we used to rehabilitate players. Any Suns fans that have been fans before Devin Booker know the Suns used to have one special gift, and that was taking players that couldn't stay healthy and making them perfectly healthy and young again. If we had that training staff, then yeah, I would be super excited about Nurkic, because I'd be like, yo, we're going to get the best of him. I don't know that we're going to get the best of him, but at least he's going to fall under the category as everyone else on the roster that's 4 through 15. All of them are going to get wide open looks all the time.
Yep. All right, so 2 things here. Let's see here. Someone's asked me a question, and I answered them. But, here it is. Jay Torp says Phoenix Podcast, or Phoenix Sports, FPHNX, so there most likely won't be any more moves. Who said that in the podcast? Was it Flex? Because if that's the case, a lot of stuff has been said. He says Borgay and Espo. I don't know. We'll see.
Don't you dare question Flex.
Hey, I'm just saying there was a lot of stuff said in that show, and obviously, like what they said has to happen. So I feel like there has to be a move coming.
I think, look. I've never talked to Flex. I've never asked him to come on the show. I've never, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not, I get it that people probably think that I'm just like cozying up to Flex for some reason. But I have no reason to. I have no plans to ask him on the show. I have no plans to try to become friend. Nothing. Like he seems like a really cool guy.
Amateur show. Anyway.
Exactly. All right. We ain't shit. We're not good enough for Flex. But the point is,
and Jackson. Go ahead.
What he said was the Suns want Shaedon Sharpe. How? That's like saying the sky is blue. He's telling the truth. You got no reason to think that he's lying.
Fair enough on that one. And then Jackson Hartwood, our guy, says, we always complained we never had a bench and a center who wanted to rebound, stay determined, and not bitch. And we got exactly what we wanted. Gabe, I mean, he makes a valid point.
Say that again for me. I was reading Blazers Uprise.
I know. It said Jackson Hartwood, our guy, said, we always complained we never had a bench and a center who wanted to rebound, stay determined, and not bitch. And we got exactly what we wanted.
I know. And that's why I'm calling him Broccoli. That's why he's the broccoli man, bro. He's the vegetables that you're supposed to be eating. But, you know, Ayton's like one of them Klondike bars, bro. I'd prefer a Klondike bar, if I'm being completely honest, all things equal, over some broccoli.
You don't like it? You don't like a good steamed broccoli game?
I actually love broccoli. That's a bad example. I love Brussels sprouts too, but
bro, you give me some good steamed broccoli, I'm eating it up. So you're making a really bad example for both of us.
At some point,
McDonald's says Klondike bars are mid.
Yeah, it was a bad example. Let's go with Snickers ice cream bar. I think we all can agree. where those hit. We'll obviously at some point have a video out where we compare Nurkic and Ayton's games, but you know, I was making highlights for Nurkic the other night. A lot of times when I make highlights, I like to involve the Sun, like them playing against the Suns. So I'll go find like what do they do against the Suns, and I'll make sure I sprinkle in those highlights, right? He dog walked Ayton. He statistically punked him a couple of times last season. So there's that. He's the opposite of Ayton. Ayton has all this flash and pop and sizzle. Nurkic is more of a European, grounded, solid, strong, sturdy. The dude's built like a friggin' house, and he knows how to use it. He knows how to use it.
Don't forget your boy Udoka.
Thank you, because I was laughed at by Blazers Uprise on their stream. I think this brings in the real likelihood of trying to keep. We'll have him for half of the year or more than half the year on the two-way, but Ime Udoka Azubuike.
Ime Udoka Azubuike.
Okay? We've got him, and what did we say in that video? This dude low-key does everything we wish Ayton would do. Be physical as hell. He doesn't have a jumper to speak of. His free throws look like my wife shooting free throws. But I'll throw him in there. I'll throw Azubuike in there because you know they're saying we're short on centers. We're short on centers. Are we? We've got a video on the hopper.
Yeah.
We've got a video on the hopper about Chimezie Metu, and we've got a video on the hopper about Keita Bates-Diop. But Chimezie can play center.
Yeah, we have a lot of depth, dude. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's a lot of options, and so that's why I think initially, like in the broader scope of things, other than just losing one of our favorite players that we've had in the past 5 years that we've wanted to root for, like in the wide scope of things, the depth on this team is unreal behind KD, Book, and Beal. Like your big three, like there's so much depth there that I don't think losing certain players at any time will be an issue. I think there'll be plenty of depth there. So yeah, once again, I just feel like there's something else is going to happen. I know that people are saying it's not, but some kind of moves are going to have to happen. We can't field all these players.
Lonnie says a great comment here. It's so deep, you know, if you think about it. We got what we wanted. This is what a lot of Suns fans wanted. Get Ayton out of here and just bring us a big body that understands that he's a big body and will play like a big body, because we've got all the scoring covered. We don't need a guy who technically can go out there and get you 20 a night. We don't need that. We don't need it. We need someone to do the dirty work. You've been talking about that in the videos we've been making lately. We need somebody to do the dirty work. But I think the real crux of it, the real crux of the issue is, we were led to believe. See, because happiness is tied to expectations.
Yes.
We were led to believe that Nurkic would not be the crown jewel of the deal. That Nurkic was the second fiddle to the Caleb Martin, or the, dare I say, OG, or dare I say, Shaden Sharp. He was supposed to be the second fiddle on that deal, not the best part of it. And so I guess that's, as we're having this therapy session, make sure you guys check out our new sponsor, BetterHelp, is that we were led to believe something that didn't come true. So maybe that's what I'm disappointed. We were supposed to get rich quick.
Could it be that maybe Cronin went to play hardball with Dame and said, "No, you're not going to Miami. You're going to go where I want to send you," even though he did end up on a good team with the Bucks. But
well, that definitely happened. They were mad. They were mad at the way Miami was. I think maybe Cronin finally had enough, because he's been known as a somebody that gets fleeced all the time. I think he finally was like, all right, dude, I'm not doing it again. I'm sorry, Dame. You're going to have to pay the price because I ain't paying the price no more. And Miami's like, yeah, what you going to do about it? Huh? We'll give you Tyler Herro, huh? Is that good enough for you? Because you ain't getting nothing else.
Right. So my point
and they were like,
yeah, maybe we were led to believe that we were going to get a Martin or a player like that. But at the end of the day, like, we shouldn't have believed that because maybe Cronin at the end of the day was not going to send him to Miami. He's going to send him to wherever the hell he was going to send him to, like, and not care and play hardball with, you know, the boy Dame. What Tori even said it. Cronin said from the beginning he wasn't sending Dame to Miami even before Dame requested only Miami. So, yeah, like Cronin was just playing games, dog. So, so why would you? Yeah, it's just. Okay, it just thinks that I agree with you. It just thinks that, hey, we were told all these names, and now it's not any of those names but Nurkic.
Romp said, just take Lil Nas X and be happy. So I guess we could talk about Lil Nas X. First of all, we're gonna, you know, we'll be breaking down these guys' games. We've been doing a series of player previews. We did Bol Bol.
I don't know, freaking four
more players. My God. We've done Bol Bol. We've got K Debates Diop done. That video will drop. This all just took precedent over dropping. It's like, why drop that right now when it has nothing to do with the situation? We've got a Chimezi Metu one done, and I'm almost finished editing it. So we'll break down Nas Little, Nasir Little better than we can do right now. But I feel like having him is kind of just like unnecessary. I don't understand why we need Lil Nas X.
You know, having three of these players in this trade is unnecessary. Like, yes, it does add quote unquote more depth, but like we didn't need Grayson Allen necessarily. Didn't need Nas necessarily. The only player that we needed was Nurk because we got rid of our center. Like, but we didn't necessarily need these other guys. So that's what I'm saying. And that's what doesn't make sense in this. So that's why I feel like some of these players got to go. They want to get under that apron. So someone's got to go. That's my point. Like,
that's true. I just felt like we had the perfect roster, bro. Hypothetically, if Ayton got it together, we had the perfect roster.
Okay. Hypothetically, we had the perfect roster. Ayton got together, but at the end of the day, all you're swapping Ayton for a center that you know is going to do dirty work on top of other backup centers who are going to do dirty work, and you're really just adding Nas, Keon, and Grayson. Like,
hey, real quick, Sundo, because we have forgotten to do this because we're so out of shape with when it comes to doing live streams. Guys, please. 232 of you in here, can you guys please just hit that like button one time and forget about it? All right, it will help the stream probably double. Okay. Sure. So Burner said if Portland gets Ayton motivated, they should be rewarded with the Nobel Prize.
I don't think Portland needs to do anything to get Ayton motivated other than the fact that he's naturally going to get more touches and shots.
Exactly, and I don't think they need to worry about getting him motivated because he's gonna be motivated. He at least has enough pride to have a healthy chip on his shoulder. Do you remember when Amari Stoudemire asked for $100 million and Sarver said, "Best I can do is 97," and then he left for the Knicks? Okay. And then he goes to the Knicks, and pre-second knee injury or whatever it was that kept him out, he looked like God. I'm not saying DA is going to look like early Amari on the Knicks, but I think you're going to see whatever the best version of Ayton is, I think you're going to see it for a while. So the Nobel Peace Prize should come into play if they can keep him like that for an entire season. What do you think?
I agree. I think Ayton's gonna be. I think he'll be fine. I think he will. Like I've already said it, he'll be a 20 plus, 22, 25 points a game, 10 plus rebound a game player in Portland with the amount of touches he's gonna get. We've said it before, dude. Like he is efficient. Like as soft as he is getting rebounds, and he doesn't really want to, bang in the post like that. Like the fact that he hits middies, he hits turnarounds, and he's efficient. Like, he will get buckets. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's going to get buckets. And so, like, he's going to get his stuff. And so, yeah, man, if we have to watch that, I don't want to watch that because he could have done it here. But I can't remember who said it in the chat. I agree. Like, how many shots is he actually going to get when we have 3 max ball-centric players on the team?
It's
you
true.
Don't have to get 3 shots before.
It's a good point.
So, like, as much as we want to complain about DA not being here because of the potential there, like, at the end of the day, Bill's going to get more shots. Booker's definitely going to get more shots, and KD's going to get more shots than him. He would only really get, probably, if you think about it, the same amount of touches he's been getting with Monty. That wasn't going to be good on a max contract. He had to go, like, in that sense.
Spurs.
Gary,
go ahead and read it.
Guys, y'all just found a way to get off his contract. Ayton is not going to suddenly be better with no mature leaders in Portland. You guys won the trade. I think he will be better because he has no choice but to have the ball in his hands. He will score more. Now, do you mean better mature wise or better performance wise? Because I think he's gonna perform. Like, he's gonna be, 25, 15 easy with the amount of touches he's gonna get. So I think that, but I agree with the premise that he didn't have that sort of mental fortitude or that dog in him, but he's gonna get buckets there. Like, he's for sure gonna get the buckets.
Crypto.
So it'll be not fun to watch that, but I also really will want to watch it because once again we do know Tori and Eric, and we will want them to have fun, and it'll be fun to watch them have fun as DA has fun. Go for it. What were you gonna say?
Well, Romp says, yeah, but you were never getting that Ayton on Phoenix, so does it matter what he does?
Exactly. That's my point. Like, he wasn't going to get those touches. You know what I mean? So, like, yeah, he had to go.
What was it? Let me look up here. We had another good comment. Crypto. Where's Crypto's comment? What were you going to say?
I'm looking for Crypto too.
Crypto said, remember when Nurkic outplayed Ayton last year? Remember when Nurkic outplayed it? Just repeating it. He did. He did outplay Ayton.
Yeah, like he did. Like, we brought that up earlier.
Alan says, Romp, I disagree. Ayton would have been 21 and 12 last season if played a few more minutes per game.
I don't even think it's a few more minutes. It's just,
I think it's just Monty. He had to get away from Monty.
He had to get away from Monty, and he needed more touches, bro. Like, that's just what it was last season. We complain about it every time. We made a joke about it. Hey, do you think Ayton's gonna be? How many more points do you think Ayton's gonna score in the second half? He has 13. And me and Gabe would joke, oh, I think 15. And then
every game, every time he'd do good, we would bet the under on his second half. And that's what I was telling Blazers Uprise in their stream. I'm like, if you guys don't have to make him the number one focal point of your offense, just don't ignore him in the second half, and he'll feel like the belle of the ball.
No kidding, man.
You know?
So, Simon says, for a guy that's in incredible shape, Ayton got gassed a lot. I don't think he got gassed a lot. I just think he had a terrible effort because he did not like, and it's now been well documented, the turmoil between him and Monty. And so I just think at the end of the day, with a new change of scenery, Ayton will be fine in Portland.
I actually agree that he did get gassed a lot.
You think he got gassed a lot?
You know how he would make that chipmunk face where he'd be like leaning over and like like that sort of thing? Yeah. He did that a lot, and then I contend that rebound, that non-rebound heard around the world, where he didn't even get involved in that rebound versus, the one that everybody makes fun of him with. He looked gassed. He looked like he was like, dude, I don't have the wind to even attempt, and I'm just gonna bet that he makes this layup. No, he didn't make that one. Well, I don't have my win still, and I am willing to wager. I'm willing to double down. He'll make this one. No, he didn't make that one. Well, now I look like an asshole.
Yeah, true. Spurs fan Gary, how many more turnovers will he have with more touches? Now this is a fair choice. How many blown layups will he have with more touches? How fast will he pass the ball right back when guys get him the ball? Still soft. Also, to your point, Gary, how many passes is he going to fumble? Because that's one thing that he needs to address, is that aspect of his game. Tori says, I'm getting sad now. Look, Tori, there's no reason to be sad. I think he will be fine. I think with the new change and him being the man, he will be A-okay in Portland.
Like through all the questions,
I would be depressed on that one.
Through all the questions that we and others have about Deandre Ayton, he still averages crazy good averages for your center. And if you're just adding him into the equation, and you're like, we can mark our center down for 18 and 11 a game. Worst case scenario, if we're ignoring the hell out of him and not using him, we'll still get 18 and 11 out of him. That's good enough for me. You know? We don't need that apparently anymore.
Yeah. Sam Good says, now the Suns are way more versatile now with Nurkic being able to facilitate pinch post, handoffs, and off-ball screening and moving. You can no longer switch smalls onto Phoenix big now. That's a good point.
Say that again. Which point? I was reading chat.
No longer just switch a small on the Ayton and not worry about him not getting.
Yeah, that was frustrating, Blazers fans. So
he's got
get ready for that.
How many times? Well, no, it's just like they refuse to give Ayton the ball in those situations. Like even how many times do we say mouse in the house? Oh, CP3 jacks up a shot. Oh, Booker jacks up a shot. Like that did happen a lot.
Romp thinks that Grayson Allen is arguably the best three-point shooter on the roster and can play with pretty much any lineup. He is, dude, as soon as I got off of Blazers Uprise channel earlier, he calls me and he's like, you guys are sleeping on Grayson Allen. Romp, if you want to, Romp was going to get in here with me, but it'll mess up the camera. I don't have the camera set up for it necessarily. But he is so high on Grayson Allen. And how many shooters the Suns have now. Like that, like remember last year when our best three-point shooter was arguably our guy, championship DNA D Lee.
Not only to the three-point shooter point, but also to the point that these players all still fit the sort of prototype of what they want, which is like taller players in their positions,
right?
Longer players in the position. Like Grayson Allen can play two and be fine as a bigger two,
right? And he, you know, if God forbid anyone drive past him, he'll just sack tap them, and they're going to go down.
So, once again, we'll see how the rest of this goes. Someone's got to go to get rid of that.
So
let me say this, because I keep saying that over and over again, and I've said it again, and I want to get people's thoughts in chat. It's brain right's gone, right?
Gotta be. We have to, you know, we're gonna have to make room on the roster, and he's already been that. He's been like a hangnail that you've just been ignoring. Like, I need to clip that thing off. But
he's sort of the last player left over from the Monty era, right? Like, if you really think about it, like out of the whole Monty players that we got rid of, he was kind of the last one. You could say Okogie and D Lee, but they kind of just got there last year, and I believe James Jones brought them back for a reason. Maybe they just liked them, but Ish Wainwright was like the last Monty guy, like the last one.
Here's the part of this.
So I think he's gone.
Here's the part of the stream, everybody. If you want some real hopium that I can't provide right now, but Sundo is faking. Romp's on the line. Romp wants to tell us about Grayson Allen. Romp, you're on the air.
Can they hear me? Can you hear me?
Can you get here? I just turned you up.
I'm not. I think you're like overhyping like my thoughts on Grayson Allen. I just think it's like a low-key good move by the Suns that is going to go. It's just underrated. Like, think about it. When Booker, his hamstrings acting up, we got Grayson Allen who can come in, 10 points per game, 40% three-point shooter on 6 attempts per game. He's not going to do anything special. He might kick someone in the balls. He might kick Jokic in the dick.
That would be nice.
So, I just think it's underrated. And honestly, like, he fits any lineup. Like, every coach wants a great talent because he can stretch the floor for your best players. And I don't know about his defense. I don't think he's that bad. I don't think he's that good. But I just think it's a low-key good move for depth, especially when Bradley Beal has missed games with injuries. Devin Booker has missed games with injuries. Eric Gordon is like 55 years old. Gordon Goodwin hasn't been on a good NBA roster in his whole career. So, yeah, you have your stars at the 2 position, but you also got injury concerns. And also, you're probably going to be one of the best regular season teams in the league. So, load management comes into play. You're playing a trash Hornets team. Booker, take a night off. Grayson Allen, your time to shine. So that's why I'm high on Grayson Allen. I think it's low-key good. That's all I got, though.
Comparatively to like Caleb Martin, like what we were supposed to get.
Yeah, but
Oh my gosh, here we go.
What do you think Aiden's value is? Like, come on, man.
I was promised things.
He's on a max contract. And you're telling you got Nurkic back. I'm not the biggest Nurkic fan, but that's a good center to get back for Aiden. So that's already like Cronin's already like, yo, we're giving you Nurkic, and now you want Caleb Martin too? What? What do you think Aiden is?
We got Caleb Martin at home. Here's Nasir.
And Nas Little, like, I think Caleb Martin's better than Nas Little, but I feel like he's kind of overrated because he had that spectacular second round against Boston. But in the next round, Caleb Martin was pretty trash. People forget. And if you look at Nas Little's numbers, I mean, besides last season, I'm pretty sure they're comparable. I haven't looked at them, but like, I'm not seeing a big talent difference between Nas Little and Caleb Martin. I just see Caleb Martin has been in a better situation throughout his career, so he produced more. I think Nas Little, if he doesn't get injured and maybe gets a little smarter, like, he could be as good as Caleb Martin. Not in the same ways, but I don't see a big talent difference between Martin and Little. That's just my opinion. That fair?
Let us digest on this, and we'll call you later.
Tori, is that fair?
Is that fair, Tori?
On that.
Tori said he's tripping.
Like Martin's like great as a player because he's in the Heat system. Like, the Heat system can make Sundo the next Boris Diaw. Let's be honest. But that's all I got. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being on. Does that make you feel any better, Sundo?
Why do I need to be the one to be made felt better?
I'm just wondering how you feel.
I'm good over here. You're the one who needs the old pick me up.
That's
Sundo
true.
was fine. I did like his takes. I like what he's got to say. I trust Romp on a lot of things, and there's nothing that he said that wasn't like off the wall crazy to me. So whatever.
My guy.
Maurice makes a great point. We need a grade the trade poll.
That's true. Let me set that up real quick though. Psychohawk 2000 says, "Is Romp even a Suns fan?" No, but that's the beauty of it. Ramp, his twin brother, his estranged twin brother, Ramp 5.0 is, but Romp 2.0 is a Sixers fan. But that's what we want, man. I don't want to hear it from a Suns fan who's trying to convince themselves like Sundo. I don't want it from a Blazers fan who's about to unalive himself like Blazers Uprise Tory. I want to hear from a neutral person. For the first time in my life, I care what Gary has to say about the situation. Somebody who's not too close to it. But yeah, let me put that poll up. Go ahead and talk to the see what's the chat saying. Anything good?
Just more talking. Let me go through some of my things here. Spurs fan Gary says, too focused on positions. The league has gone pretty positionless, and the Suns took OT to the extreme with Beal, Book, and KD as their core. I like the positionless thing because what the Suns also did was add a bunch of same size players to play wherever they want to that can shoot threes all around the board this offseason. So I kind of like your take there on the whole positionless thing. Let's see here. Habib. Nurkic will set the best screen KD has seen since Steven Adams and the best screener Beal or Book has ever played with. I mean, that'll be great.
He does set great screens, but it's like, are we really going to trade the former first overall pick because this dude sets screens? Anyone can set a screen. I can teach you how to set a screen. And you may not have the height and the weight, but you could draw a foul off of it if it's a good enough screen. Screens.
Looking that way right now, Gabe. Styles in the building says Mr. Softy has left the building.
What up, Styles?
That's good, Styles. Appreciate you.
Where's Code?
I don't know. That's a great question because you think Code would have been the first person here, dog. Ready to talk some smack, man. Ready for sure, man. But either way. Let's see what else somebody says. Drew,
the poll's up.
This is the NBA. Oh man, you just covered up the quote with the poll.
My bad.
Go ahead and vote. All right, let me get that poll down. Put the poll down, YouTube. Thank you. Oh my gosh, put the poll down. Let's see here. Drew says this is the NBA. Nas will play because guys are not playing back-to-back year-round. Also, little injuries are always possible. This is also a point because we are so used to Monty Williams saying, I'm playing my guys year-round, 38 minutes a game, and then when they get hurt, I'm going to complain about it. That is a great point because that's all we've seen for the last, 4 years with Monty was play my guys year-round. CP3, you're 38. You want to break? Too bad.
Ooh,
you're playing 38.
Do you want to hear what Charles Barkley has to say on the situation? Because I haven't heard what he said yet. You got any interest in that?
He says, of course, it's Barkley, bro.
Let's take a listen to Chuck.
Are you playing the audio through your phone?
Yeah. No. Through the stream.
All right. Oh, I can't even hear it. But damn. I'll be quiet.
Should be the betting favorites now. It's clear that the Suns had something was going on with Deandre Ayton. And, it goes back to there was an issue with Monty Williams and Deandre. And now clearly it must have been something else going on in the organization. They clearly just want to get rid of him. But the big winner is the Milwaukee Bucks.
Saying the big winners, the Milwaukee Bucks.
Honestly, they already made their big move going out and getting Bradley Beal. I think they're probably... Well, I don't want to say they're the favorite in the West because, man, I love what
that's obvious.
You take your head off to what the Lakers have done this summer. I think them and the Suns are the two favorites because I really think the Nuggets lost some good players, man. I do. I think the Nuggets lost some good players. I don't want to disrespect the champs of the West and the East. But I
read the quote. I read the quote on that tweet. Go ahead and pause it.
Yeah, he's just basically.
That's fair enough. Yeah, yes, it's clear that there was something there between the organization, even after Monty was gone, right? Which is fine. I kind of alluded to that a little bit, but yes, clearly the Bucks are the winner in this trade. They got Damian Lillard.
Yeah.
And they're Damian Lillard with freaking Giannis Antetokounmpo and Brook Lopez and freaking Squidward himself, and Drew Holiday's and they just literally just gave up Drew Holiday and Grayson Allen some first. They'll be fine. They'll be okay. And I also think that whole rumor that went around, and I think the reason why they jumped on this, if I'm being honest, because you remember that report that who was it? Was it Woj or Shams that basically said if they're not a contender, don't be surprised that Giannis wants to walk away when his contract's up. I feel like that was a little bit of motivation for them to make this move too. So, yes, they won. Obviously, won the trade.
Gary says the Bucks got a lot worse defensively.
That's true, but
definitely true.
Buckets left and right. So,
yeah,
Styles has heard Drew trying to the LA teams. I hope not.
Golly, man. Please no. That's the other thing. Like,
Lakers, that would be not fun.
How much of this trade did we hurt ourselves in other ways, like making the Bucks better? Like, you want to run into the Bucks again, but now they got Dame. Drew Holiday's a problem defensively, but you know.
I think we'd be any defensive ones, anything on Toumani Camara. I love the video footage on YouTube, but you guys did you guys see any potential? Yes, we did. We did not like the fact that he was included in this trade, but at the end of the day, it seems like that was the only way, or one of the only young pieces that Cronin wanted. So,
absolutely hate that Toumani got involved in this. It feels like an accident. It feels like JJ didn't read the fine print, and at the very bottom, upside down in the smallest font possible, it was like, also, we would like to add Toumani Camara. And he's like, signed. Wait, what? Why, man? Why? Like, who did we bring back? You guys are just going to think I'm a Toumani Camara stan. I got to wait until he proves himself before any of these things are going to be.
You are a stan for any bench player on your team because you just love every bench player. That's just you.
So,
that's just you.
We have two. I guess we don't have two starting. You're going to presumably start Nurk at the 5, right? Because of just the way it sets up, and it's like, well. Yeah. No questions asked. It's definitely not going to be Eubanks over him.
No, it's definitely not.
How do you feel about this starting lineup now compared to how you felt before?
The starting lineup?
Yeah. With Ayton out of it and Nurk in it.
Can I be real honest with you?
Please.
I don't feel much different on it, other than now that you don't have Ayton, that's a little bit of firepower gone. So I feel like with that being said, you're gonna have to slide, I don't know, Gordon or somebody in the lineup, like KD at the 4.
So yeah,
that's
now
just my like, I think this does make the fact that you're gonna have to put KD at the 4 and have him play a little more, you know, defense in the paint and whatnot, like Tori said earlier. If I can't remember if it was using if you said the chat, I can't remember where it was. It might have been in the stream earlier where you said you want KD in the paint playing defense just because of the length. Like, yeah. So I think that means KD's going to be the 4 for sure in starting lineup with Nurkic at 5. So with Book or Gordon at the 3 or something like that. I think that's what this means. In my opinion, I just think that's how it's going to go.
Can you see the screen now? Watch this play, running back. Matt Peterson on Twitter says, if I were a betting man, I'd say this is the exact moment the Suns decided they were done with DeAndre Ayton. Do you remember this?
Yeah. Oh, I'm trying to watch.
That soft-ass layup.
No, I think the moment that they were done with them was whenever they missed where freaking Joker was in the paint, and DeAndre Ayton watched as players way smarter than him were fighting Joker for a rebound.
But what about this? Like, if you freeze frame this video, let me see if I can time it up and freeze frame it. If you freeze frame it, damn it, I literally whiffed. Let me pull it back here. So where I've got it paused, he misses this. He
thinks somebody dunk on that small dude right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's Michael Porter Jr. He's not the tiniest guy or anything, but it's like, how can he was mentally broken, bro? What's that?
Maybe. You think Michael Porter Jr. was going to go up strong there?
Okay, go up strong, and the best you're going to do is foul me, right? I'm 7 feet tall. You're like 6'10" at the biggest. Like, not going hard not finishing that is just like when you see the pictures of Justin Fields missing that throw, where it's like they pause it and they're like, "Look at this! Look at this! Look how open this guy was, and he doesn't even see it. Like, look how open he is for a dunk here. The dude's on the other side of the restricted area, and that's too scary for DA. That might have played into it as well.
Fair enough. I do like that. Blazer says you don't want Booker as your main point of attack defender. Fair enough. Yeah, I do agree with that. So, sorry that I said that.
Did you see the picture of DA on 2K? He already changed his player to be wearing a Blazers jersey. Like three hours ago, right when the trade happened. I mean, of course he does. Like, I don't think he's going to shed a tear about leaving Phoenix the way Phoenix... You heard what he said in the Bahamas in that interview. He's like, I need, the fans, they don't like me. Nobody likes me. Nobody cheers for me anymore, blah, blah. Like, I
cheered for you because you put together a piss poor effort because you were mad at your head coach and the fans turned on you for it. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what your coach does. Fans pay for your tickets. Fans pay for your merch. Like, yeah, they're gonna be mad at you for putting a piss poor effort. Doesn't matter what your excuse is. We don't care. You make millions. We're bums working minimum wage to middle class wages, paying hundreds of dollars for your merch. Shut up. That's why we were mad at you.
We gave you a max contract, and you couldn't even hit that layup. Like right in front of. With nobody on the other side of you. Like, I go back and forth. Like, obviously there's negatives and there's positives. Like, I'm just trying to weigh them and decide, like, it's very possible that I'm being too emotional about Ayton, and I should just eat my broccoli and shut up.
The Bahamas video now where he was talking about that.
Oh, where he's talking about how, where he's like, there was that one and the one where he took a shot at the Suns saying, this Bahamas team's the best team I've ever been on.
That's funny. Hilarious.
I'm just reading Twitter here. I haven't had much of a chance to do it yet, but who else do we have to discuss in this, bro?
Who else do we have to discuss in this?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, at this point, there's not much to discuss other than Nurk. Like, we know that Keon Johnson is not going to be the guy.
Discussing Keon, is like, to me, a freaking waste of time.
Nas is going to get some playing time if he remains in the roster, but not a whole lot because there's just a lot of depth there of other players that we expect to play. Like, that's why I made that list of players, bro, because it's just like, okay, you got Nurk, Book, KD, Beal. All right, so he's going to be that fifth starter. Torrey says a defender, so throw a defender in there. Okogie, fine. Let's just throw Okogie in there to be the point of attack defender. All right, that leaves Bates Diop, Yuta, Eric Gordon, Metu, Eubanks, Bol, Little, Goodwin, Lee. Like, that's 9 deep right there, and I didn't even get the rest of them. Someone just Udoka Azubuike is the other big. Who am I leaving out? Because I know I'm leaving out a bunch of other dudes. Like, just think that's just the wild part of who I just named, and I'm not even done naming them, and that's just crap in the depth, dude. It says Gabe.
Check my latest tweet.
Trying to get the 8, man.
I mean, did he tweet it or something? I guess I can look on there. That's fine. He
tweeted it.
I thought of.
I think that's what's going to happen, Alan. If we need a defender there, it'll be Bates, Diop, or Okogie. I don't think the Suns are really going to put Metu there or Yuta, because Yuta's not really known for like being the best defender in the world.
Yeah, this was a good one. This was definitely true.
Hey.
Put a shirt on. I thought of another positive about this situation.
Okay,
so
positives because you need to.
Years ago, first year I think of the podcast, I remember having an epiphany thanks to Gary, who convinced me that. Remember when we talked about how JaVale McGee's the winningest center of titles in the last decade, and that every team that wins does not have necessarily at all a star center. And you certainly don't pay centers for
our money.
Starter money. Well, maxed out contract starter money, at least. And like this kind of has that feel of like finally ripping the Band-Aid off and doing what's necessary to make your roster more championship ready. Like you don't need to have filet mignon at the center position. You just need to have a tough $2 steak that'll rebound and be a bully-ish.
Yeah, analytics show like the last center to win a championship was
Nurk. Like I mean, sorry. Joker obviously is the exception now.
Those are generational players, not just like regular big men. You know what I mean? Those are like generational talent.
So like, maybe we finally did the right thing here and corrected the thing that was wrong, which was our.
Like say so.
Yeah, that I mean, maybe we've got what we need. It's just going to depend on can Nurkic stay healthy. What was my Freudian slip?
Again,
of Joker with Nurkic.
I think once again we are still looking at this team in the scope of a Monty Williams mindset and lineup, where your starters are going to play 30 minutes a game and your bench is not going to do much. Like I think we're looking at it in that scope. I think that's not going to be the case this year. I think there's a lot of depth there because they want other dudes to play during the regular season to keep dudes healthy. And so, yeah, you can talk about health all you want, but I think that's part of the reason why there's so much depth here. To basically, I feel like we're not going to see KD look and Beal like all the time. Like there will be nights off for them on a consistent basis this season, and we're gonna see a lot more of the Utas and the Metus and the Eubanks and Nurk. I feel Nurk will just have to play regardless until he gets hurt or whatever, right? Like we're gonna see a lot more of those guys play more and more this regular season, and so. I mean, to your point, yeah, like maybe we did get rid of Ayton because of the analytics, but we also have all this depth because I don't think those dudes are going to play a whole lot this year. Like, we got to stop looking at this team in a Monty Williams scope because that's over with.
Definitive says, I love Monty, but I think you guys upgraded with Vogel as well. He's a great coach, even more in the postseason. I hope that's going to end up being true. I guess the real, if anyone's feeling disappointment right now, it probably stems from the fact that we were led to believe we were getting more, and it doesn't feel, you know what I mean? And a lot of people didn't want to give up Ayton for Nurkic in the first place, and then to now not get Caleb Martin and to not get, God, a lot of people thought OG was really possible. Like Lil Nas X, bro, for real.
I could have seen the Caleb Martin one if the Heat were going to be involved, but once again, talked about this. It's obvious the Heat were not going to be involved because Cronin was like, "Nah, I'm not trading you to Miami. You can go anywhere else, but I'm not trading you to where you want to go." Sorry, he really did screw Dame and play hardball in that sense. And so you can talk about Caleb Martin all you want, but obviously it wasn't going to happen. I just feel like names were put out as, whenever the Suns were like, hey, we'll trade DA, but we got to get this sort of player back in the deal with Nurkic. And I think that's where all those names were coming out.
If the Suns are right, like if the way that you explain that this is the right thing to do, I think, if you want to, is you don't build normally you do not build a championship roster by having a max paid center. It just isn't
in this era of the NBA.
In this era of the NBA, that's not, I mean, in the last couple eras almost, that's not how it gets done. And that's not how you build a successful roster with the money allotted. Times 2 because of the new CBA, times 3 because we have 3 other players on a max contract.
Gary said it best, and this is what I've been trying to say the whole time. He says, don't look at Yusuf for Ayton. Look at a bust max player for 4 easier to move contracts, one being a better fourth option next to all the offense you have. He summed up what I've been trying to say right there. Like, that's what I've been trying to say. Like, they want to get out of the apron. They got 4 players that's easy to move. That's what makes the most sense about this trade. So Gary just said it best. That's what I've been trying to say this whole time.
We're just going to be doing like Nurkic and then centers by committee, you know?
Centers by committee, period. It won't just be Nurkic. It's going to be centers by committee. You're going to see some Bobo. You're going to see some Metu. You're going to see some Zubike. You're going to see some Eubanks. You're going to see it all.
I'm just trying to not be the fan that convinces himself of something that he would have argued vehemently a week ago. No. Like you!
Stop it. Stop.
You know what I'm saying?
Look at DC says Vogel might call Dwight.
Woo! Might be a good time. Nurkic as the backup to Dwight, or Dwight to as the backup to Nurk. On a minimum. Good call, man. You might have just written our next bait video. You guys feel like you could get baited with a video about that? I think you might. Don't rule it out.
Definitely.
Definitive says, totally agree. That little bit of flexibility will be huge in the long run.
I forgot the White sign with Golden State.
Did he sign? That's I know he. No. He tried out, but did he sign?
I thought they signed him for real. Let me double check. But I'm pretty sure I remember having a conversation with my buddy on Xbox about it. But it was just so not.
You know, I'm thinking about it, and Grayson Allen probably pushes Damian Lee out of the rotation entirely or off of the roster, right?
Oh, you're correct. He didn't get signed.
Yeah, I don't think he got signed yet. I made a video about that on my Von Sanity channel.
You are correct.
Bro. We need to do some research. We need to do some research on Nurkic and really dig into how he plays. I want to see him play verse 8, and I want to see him play. You know what we need to do? We need to get like breakdown of him playing against the top centers. What does he look like against Joker? What does he look like against Embiid? Because Ayton versus Embiid, I hate to tell you, but you guys are not Blazers fans. You're not going to enjoy whenever you play versus the Sixers. Ayton turns into a kid on the playground who's afraid of getting his lunch money taken. He shrinks.
Busy had to be the one to freaking body up Embiid.
Every time he shrivels up like George Costanza's dick in cold water. I want to see how Nurkic plays, man. And I need to take another look at Lil Nas X. And I think we need to take another look at Grayson Allen. We've got a lot of videos to make now, dude. This is kind of crazy.
You better get him in while I'm on strike.
Yes.
Better get him in while I'm on strike, my guy. Which looks like...
Still going? Did AOC show up and save the day?
Oh, she definitely didn't save the day, but she showed up, and Biden showed up, but didn't save the day. It sounds like it's going to get worse.
Blue Room, he said, I don't know about this trade, y'all. Controller says, is Oubre still available? It's either him or T. Ross. No, he's with the 76ers. They got him on a minimum deal. Yeah, that would be a dope sponsor, Burner.
I think this trade will be fine. It'll be all good, my guy. Do we have center flexibility depending on the matchup? Yes, we do. That much is true. We really do have a lot of center flexibility. We have a lot of 4 and 5 flexibility, for being honest.
Docre Wordsmith says Allen is a huge upgrade over Damian Lee. I actually really agree with that. So that is kind of nice. I mean, you definitely made the team deeper and more flexible. My question is, was that what you needed to do? Well, depth is great, but weren't we going for a title? Like, weren't we supposed to, like, with Ayton playing motivated under Vogel, weren't we supposed to be all in for a title?
We have Beal, KD, and Booker on the team right now.
But with Ayton, with that X factor of Ayton...
Nope. All right, you're right in the sense, but no, I'm done thinking about that. It's over. He's now been traded. We got to focus on what's a threat. Don't care about no X factor. What could have been, woulda, coulda, shoulda. For with game, we got the Bosnian beast himself.
Your boy. I'm tying your credibility to this trade.
Oh, you're gonna tie my credibility to this trade?
If this fails, it's your fault.
Why is it my fault?
Because you're the one that's just loving every second of it.
I'm not loving it. I'm looking at it through a logical lens.
Let's be honest. Let's
move forward.
Let's be real honest. Can we just call out the elephant in the room? Can we call out the elephant in the room? I mean, I didn't want to say it, but it seems like you're pretty excited to get a black man out for a white man.
Oh, here we go. 2 white men, Gabe. 2 of them. Don't you forget.
You got 2 whites on your team, and you're just giddy over there.
Giddy. We need more, all right? Starting to even out the contrast in the team now. We already got Eubanks. Now we got Grayson.
Romp said just ordered a Grayson Allen jersey. Dude, you know that you and me are gonna fall in love with Grayson Allen. We both love white boy shooters. There's just something about him.
There will be a game where it's going to get chippy, and he will be there, ready to take a hit for the team and sack tap somebody.
Or give a hit.
Get ejected, and we're going to love it because you want to know why? Because it doesn't matter, because we have way more depth after him. So it's not like that's going to happen this season. That's what's going to happen one time this season. Like, Grayson Allen will be called upon to do something dirty and get ejected, and we're going to be like, "Ooh, that's our guy."
Mrs. Sundo says Sundo always seems to fall in love with the whites.
How racist is she? That's crazy. Speaking of Mrs. Sundo,
she married a black guy. She married a black guy. You married a white girl, so you're more racist. Go on.
Speaking of Mrs. Sundo, she got her first experience with Popeyes today.
How'd she feel about that compared to Chick-fil-A?
Let me tell you what. Let's just say she got the absolute RDC World Popeyes experience.
Did you guys get mugged on the way in?
We didn't get mugged, but I'm talking like just the customer service. The food was cold. I'm gonna be honest, I was laughing the whole time. I still ate it, but I was laughing the whole time because I was like, man, what a stereotypical Oh man, she got the like and I used to love that Popeyes too, because that spot used to be bumping before COVID.
COVID takes another victim.
This was a disappointment, and I can't lie. It was a disappointment because like it was not a good experience. The food wasn't like, it was cold and not the best, and so now she's like, she'll never eat it again, but I'm still gonna eat it. So next time I stop by there, she ain't gonna get nothing. Save myself some money.
Well, we got to get some videos made, man. I would love to stay in here all freaking night and talk with the chat because chat is popping, but it's like I feel like we'll just start talking in circles at some point. We might as well do those circle talkings in video form.
Might as well do what?
Talk in circles in a video, you know.
Circle talk.
So I felt like I was gonna accidentally say something else. A burner account says, wish I could have eaten Sundo's spicy rub thighs. And with that, we bid you adieu. We will see you guys very soon with some videos.
What do we have? What do we have to do? Is it Suns win? Suns lose?
I'll leave that up to you. I don't know what we say in this situation. This is new territory.
Suns mid! Suns mid!
Suns get fleeced! I got lightheaded for you.
I'm out of breath on you.